Perfect segue. That's what Triber's really all about. And I want to explain it the way I see it. And correct me if I'm using it wrong, but the way I look at it is, and I want you to build upon this, is that I'm sitting out here by myself. I've got my blog. I've just started, and I'm sitting at number one. I don't have any content. I've got to create all my own content. It's a crunch. It's like, where do I get the information? Well, now I've got this community of bloggers that I can go through, like you said, with Google, what we used to use Google Reader for, and learn, see what's happening, take the pulse of my market, and find inspiration and news to write about. So I've got the ability to find my own content, but then I've also got this community of people that can participate by providing me content of their own that I can use. And we'll get into the reblogging thing, but shoot, I can reach out to somebody and have them guest blog for me if I want to.
Well, reblog is exactly that.
Yeah, it's
essentially a guest blog.
Right. So I can, now I have the ability to have unlimited amounts of content. I don't have to write anything. But of course, I want to write things. So now I've got this community of people behind me who I'm connected with socially, who I have a relationship with, who are going to comment on my blog, who are going to comment on my social media, pass me around on their social media. So I've got this tribe. So while I'm one person, I can only affect and do so much, but with a tribe behind me, with all these people behind me, can do so much more, like what you were saying with Starbucks. If 200 of us, that's a tribe, right? So Take it from there and kind of build on that for me.
Well, so the success of people forget, right? The way things are in the blogosphere right now, online right now, wasn't always like that.
Right.
Even 6, 7, 8 years ago, it was a completely different space. In 2009, Twitter and Facebook just took off, right?
Yep.
And changed everything, changed the culture. We went from backlinking culture to sharing culture, right?
Yeah.
And one of the reasons those platforms were so successful is because they provide an ecosystem, right? Because people are there for people. At the end of the day, it's people and people. It's not people and content, which is kind of what Google search is about, right? Connecting a person to the right content. And that's fine, but clearly we're moving away from that. So it's the ecosystem. And Tumblr has it. Twitter has it. Facebook obviously has it. There's a lot of these social networks who understand this. But when you're a singular blogger, when you have a self-hosted WordPress blog, you're on your own. You're disconnected from any ecosystem, right? And self-hosted WordPress blogger, it's essentially shorthand for quality content. I hate to say it, right? But, Tumblr, and I know this for a fact, it's 17-year-old kids posting GIFs on Tumblr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's great, don't get me wrong, but that's not the kind of content I want to seriously consume. I do want to consume it when I'm chilling and relaxing, right?
Right.
But not when I want to connect with someone professionally or at a deep level or whatever, right? So you're on your own. When you're a self-hosted WordPress blog, you're on your own. You have no ecosystem. You have no community. So Triberr essentially provides that ecosystem for, first and foremost, self-hosted WordPress blogs. Right? Obviously, it works with any blog platform that has an RSS feed. You can participate in Triberr and all of that stuff. But for the deep integration, like Reblog, for example, you need a self-hosted WordPress at the moment anyway. But yeah, so we provide an ecosystem for the bloggers like myself, like you, who are completely removed, without any ecosystem, if there was no tribe, right? So that's what we do.
Right. Yeah, and you touched on something with search. It's so important to have good content for the search engines. But if you're just doing it yourself, if you're out there, they ain't going to even see it. You have to have people. You have to have those social signals. You have to have those connections. You have to have content that people want to consume. And then when they do consume it, there's signals sent, and then that's where the backlinks come. That's where the it spreads out, and you're going to up yourself in the rankings. So that's super important.
Right, right.